in the Twitch. It's great for you.
You just me because it's usually what I do with you when you're late.
No, I'm a nice person actually, and so how exciting it is that this is the show that will be exclusive to Twitch TV.
I saw that coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you saw it, we streamed on the YouTube channel. We had 20,000 concurrents.
I was there when you hit it.
Watching me talk about MMU groups and virtualization. Imagine if we were doing something that people cared about. Imagine.
Yeah.
This imagination phase.
One of the like huge problems, and it's really like what we talked about, but when I was on at Twitch a while ago, we talked about like a same discussion of discoverability and searchability and stuff on Twitch is horrible.
Yep.
Getting what you want on Twitch is actually terrible.
In the last
It's a little
years,
better.
it's 4 years, and this media group has like tripled in terms of its YouTube viewership. And every sector of the business pretty much has probably tripled in the last 4 years, except Twitch viewership, which is half of what it was then. And it's like, I'm talking WAN Show August as well.
When he's saying about it's gone almost in the magnitude opposite direction. When we were hosting the WAN show, when we first got in this building, it was in what we called the library.
Yes.
We were consistently hitting 10K.
Yeah. So this, which it doesn't seem to be, because literally every other platform, streaming or VOD, is going in the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
It's something about Twitch and the type of content. I mean, we used to be only gaming content on the site. We'd send out more. Like, there weren't any podcasts
Until
that exist.
we were on there,
They used to care.
because we were pretty much the only version that's on premise. On Twitch, to be relevant, you basically have to be streaming a lot every day.
Because the discoverability is terrible. There was something else too. It's not ready yet. Don't freak out. But
Oh boy.
because we're going to be simulcast streaming,
Yeah.
we might as well stream on full plane. And wait, hold on. I have a cool idea.
I have
and
no issue with that.
I'm going to have to check with my FP peeps in the chat here.
Okay.
If we absolutely cranked, like, went absolutely
Oh, boy.
crazy on the rate.
I think Linus Media Group's gonna have to pony up for that.
Oh, you think we're helping you beta test?
Okay.
Because time transcode isn't working yet, because we'll be simultaneously streaming full plane pilots. So I was thinking the chat that we focus on is the float plane chat. So on WAN Show, basically, you can think of it like Twitch, because you just actually pay Linus Media Group instead of paying Twitch a bunch of money. Also,
think-
Float Media is going to take some of it too, but it's fine.
Yeah.
They're cool guys.
I'm expecting AJ to yell at me pretty soon. See how that goes.
Like this, people can handle like 30 megabit stream, like something absolutely nuts, like we go crazy on it.
Yeah.
You can just watch the video on Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah.
Never. Just use the float plane.
Yeah.
You still benefit of the float plane.
Just pause it on full
We
play.
experiment with different kinds of streaming qualities and stuff like that.
I've
This
done
is pretty cool.
a bunch of streams on Flowplane. The quality and the delay and everything is all really good. So like I'm sure it would
4K stream.
be good. I haven't done that. I have not done that. So one thing back here, a little interesting to bring it up live on the thing. Not haven't yet.
It's actually
Don't
awesome.
even. No, I know.
So we've got something for you as soon as you're done.
Okay.
And you
Actually, Flowplane is what sort of if you wanted to stream on
Yes, sorry,
Flowplane
out of the frame.
or YouTube, if you just either of those, I think you would be breaking the contract with Twitch because you have a sub button.
I know they can kick us out.
So you
whatever,
have
I
to.
don't care.
It would just be aware of that. That's
I think we get like a couple $100 a month or something like that. Like it's not terrible. Our Twitch subscribers,
Oh.
compared to if you support float,
yeah.
it's really not helpful. So
Really, Linus Media Group will make more money out of that. And then Flowplane Media gets supported too, which is good.
able to a phaser.
Hey,
Yes. So,
tough week.
Floatplane needs like network connections and stuff for some of the things it does. Be able to give Floatplane access to Vanix, the Vancouver Internet Exchange.
Yeah.
This media group might be upgrading its connection
What?
to a dedicated wavelength.
Oh,
Vanix.
how did you even angle that? What? Wouldn't that mean that you basically have to be your own?
So we're working. It's with an SP. We've done a lot since we first started working with
So
them.
it's through them.
Because
Oh, because you'd have to be your SP.
see those. He's up to me. He's a super cool.
Yeah.
Some like I'd say too much, but like SP is local guys. Well, you've probably never heard of them.
No.
But
Great.
so it's to be a dedicated 10 gigabit per second wavelength. Linux, no switches. And we're checking for the 10 gigabit per second of internet access.
Okay.
So it's going to be 0.5 some minute.
Well,
0.5 gig.
what's the? I don't want to know the exact, but what's the like differential?
I'll tell you after. Hold on.
Okay.
But what's cool is that we're going to have, because they're bows, and because it costs them more because they're already in mix, anyone else in mix, we're going to 10 gig too. So it's 5 gig. It's 10 gig to AWS. Okay, get 10 gig anywhere matters.
Probably OVH.
Probably. You get the list of everyone that's on there. So it's definitely some space. And I'm sure we could find a way to make that extra, 5 gigabit or whatever somewhat beneficial.
OVH is on Vanix.
So
That's pretty great.
you can offset your, extra streaming cost or whatever. Try and help. Anyways, that's cool news. So it's costing 30% more for 1 gig switch fiber connection.
Which was really expensive, but the new price, that doesn't actually sound that bad.
Yeah. Plus, over the 3 years, we own one video. Which is fine because, who cares?
Sounds like they're probably going to end up getting one anyway.
Honestly, hopefully they're not watching. They blew one anyway. This blended internet thing that we did was a commercial back day before. They acquired a company that did the software for the bonding, rewrote it so it's multi-threaded now, so you don't need an expensive appliance to do it.
Yeah.
And they were, I wonder if this is confidential. Since service, I hope I just didn't get in a lot of trouble. Well, whatever, they're cool guys. Why don't we just say that, and with cool stuff? So we already made a video anyway. It's free to say.
We haven't really.
Chips.
Ooh.
This is cool.
Steam compatibility tools, so you can play more games on Linux.
And 10 series GTX cards are on sale. Also, this intro, you can watch it now.
Fight.
I mean,
I'm interested right now. This is a nice person. What dude? Actually, just Sony's. He's a really good guy. I don't know. I'm interested because he's ridiculously fit and works all the time.
He's fit.
I don't
think he's actually trained for fitting though.
Yeah, and you are.
It would be a pretty distinct advantage.
It would.
Actually, because I really don't think him being more fit is going to be very helpful.
It's an interesting. Thank you. It's still an interesting comparison, if you know what I mean.
I guess so.
Oh, geez. Yeah, pretty much.
Just to be clear, it's
not a thing.
It's not boxing.
Oh.
That wasn't a thing we're doing. Again, I'm so much freaking or anything. Interesting. Actually, because I've never boxed before.
Okay.
So
you know pretty much most of the basics.
And Jenna Block, I could probably put 2 and 2 together, especially against another amateur. But yeah, Austin's Austin.
Oh
there you go.
God, I can't even believe that just happened. So for the context, if people are wondering, Logan Paul and KSI are fighting tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow.
Is that real?
What?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh,
been training for a while. Some old dude did a video on how hard they're punching. So I watched that because it wouldn't give either of them views. And I'll tell you this, KSI has way better form and clearly knows what he's doing a lot better than Logan. But then Logan is a mountain, so we'll see. This is much longer reach.
Is this a pay-per-view thing?
It's on YouTube. Yeah. It's interesting.
I hate watch it. Just the crap of that.
So they see each of them or one of them individually get hit in the face.
Is the entire show.
See, that's what I think. I think oh my goodness, I don't think that's going to be a thing. But if you and Austin are a thing, I don't think
I'm joking.
It wouldn't have the allure of the hate.
It would friendly.
Yeah.
It'd clearly.
I'm sure there's some, but I can't think of anyone who actively wants to see you guys hitting the.
I could punch Austin.
He's too nice. Really, I would not want to.
Actually, I shouldn't say
it would bother
it's complicated. I don't really count the only time I've ever fought with someone. I've never really been in a fight.
No.
I'm a pretty passive, turn the other cheek.
It don't last very long.
Right.
When you don't have gloves and a helmet thingy.
I guess that's true.
Really, someone gets hit a couple times and they're like, well, this isn't nice. They usually want to stop.
It's really crazy. So we have a video coming soon. Once again, I hope I'm not revealing too much. Wow, my hair is just like spectacularly bad.
Good.
Today. Cool.
No, good.
Yeah. You know what?
Perfect.
We're gonna embrace it. I'm just gonna like gamer hair today.
Perfect.
So we have a sponsored video coming on DeepSpar. Have you ever heard of DeepSpar?
Yeah, but I don't know a ton about it, but I've heard of it.
So DeepSpar is a data recovery company that is not like you send your hard drive there and they recover your data. Actually builds tools for data recovery companies. Anyway, so it's sort of video. We're gonna have that coming out pretty soon. It's on Floatplane already. And the son of the CEO, who also says like kind of an operations manager, like he's an executive there.
Okay.
We're going to lunch, and I'm like, so like, what are your hobbies? And he's like, oh, like, MMA fighting. I'm like, really?
Okay.
He's like, I love it. Like, so basically, you're in Fight Club, and he's like, pretty much. And he starts to like pull some of his clothes, and he's showing me like some of the bruises, and I'm like, right now, he's like just in business casual because he's like at work. It's like, and I think we're really good for these. Explaining to me how he's feeling left in his shins.
That's a goal. You want that. Yeah.
He's like sure, I don't even feel anything. He's like,
On purpose to get to that point, right? Microfractures and stuff. Kind of ridiculous.
yeah, so that's the thing for me. I don't have that killer instinct, unfortunately.
My left hip.
Your left hip?
Yeah, same situation.
Really?
Yeah, because in football and rugby, it was always my more accurate and stronger side. So whenever I would hit people, I would lead on left. Every single time I'd hit someone, I would throw a little bit more to my left. I wasn't really supposed to, but it was I can stay in. The thing that nurse is on my right side. The hip is like mostly numb. I don't really feel anything there. It's just a random, yeah.
I actually did have to fight you for some reason. Go for the right.
Probably, yeah. It's just really being. It was definitely the worst team I was on. I don't necessarily particularly remember ever winning, but we might have.
There was a pretty good rugby program at my high school, actually.
My high school, no.
It's the thing we had.
There was some. Okay, so I've heard of schools that are like that. And there was like one or two schools that we went against that were pretty good, but it was not like it was not super common.
Right.
And our school was definitely not good.
Cool.
At all.
It's only put into Intel Instant Chips and pre state. So this was originally posted by Tweakers.net. It was posted original articles from Tweakers.net, and it was posted by Ruby on the forum.
And if the rumors are going the way they have been so far, it will be said on stage that they're not true, and then immediately after they said that, they'll be 100% accurate.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know,
also the useful information here. I mean, the 100K is listed at 833 euros. I really don't think that's very likely. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a price hike over the 700K. I don't see it going.
Is in that euro range. The products are usually more expensive in euros anyways.
Interesting for the rumors is it seems to be a confirmation that we're going to see Intel's Core i7 thing is to get even more confusing because we're Core i7 that doesn't have hyper-threading.
Oh boy.
3 is 9600K, so that's a 6-core 6-thread. We're 9600K, that's a 7, so that's 8 cores 8 threads. Okay, oh it will be a 9. Oh my goodness. Okay, and mainstream platform that is 8 cores 16 threads. What are they doing? Why are they making this?
What's up with the plus too?
So plus means with Optane support. I've actually been meaning to do a video about that. Like WTF is Core 7 Plus.
Yeah.
It's basically a Core 7. Also, you put Optane in your computer.
Okay.
No, that's
silly. Put on the plus.
I understand what they're doing because you can't really differentiate on CPU performance anymore. So you just differentiate on overall benefits of your platform.
I'm drawing a blank on this because I think it's super cool and talk about it relatively often. But the GPU compute thing that people use for video encoding, the CPU compute, QuickSync. If it was plus and it meant QuickSync, it honestly make more sense to me.
Because in mainstream, no, because the other one. Speaking of Intel and their GPUs, we actually screwed something when we did our Larrabee video. I should move into that because I wanted to talk about Core 3 versus i7.
Are we just skipping
this
RTX?
Intel? Well, people keep complaining that we haven't talked about it, so naturally my reaction to that is to troll them by purposely avoiding it.
Yeah.
This is Intel. You shouldn't make spending any more confusing.
1.5.
This is the second most watched video that this media group has ever made.
Oh man.
is 3 iPhone 7 at 9.5 million views. Screen Link isn't there.
I just want to know.
Check the other day. You're not there. It's close. Screen Link is number 3, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Why does it keep going up?
Oh, it's still doing really well.
I think you check it, it's up like 1 million views.
In it's confusion because for you with 15 views, 15 views. For Queen, it's 1% or way.
Because they're like, what should I care?
Queen's total ever.
That's pretty funny.
Problem. To do education for you with your. What was I going to talk about before? I don't remember. Important.
We're watching RTX.
Seemed important. There was another thing that I was.
We're talking about when it seems like they should.
Oh, yeah, right.
The plus thing is super weird, so we're to make another video.
Plus thing is
about the plus.
Oh, yeah, that's basically it. We just wanted to do a video, kind of like sharding on it because we think it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think Optane is dumb. It actually been sponsored Optane. This isn't it. Optane is cool. Definitely cool. Oh wow! You know what just occurred to me? With a pipe in here, we could also experiment with server configs that we can't necessarily buy or rent at existing data centers. Like we could build something totally custom, throw it in, and see what happens.
What do you mean?
Like if we wanted to experiment with something like auto caching,
definitely.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Just
think AJ's would geek the freaking hell out over that.
I think so too. There's actually upcoming 6 workstations, 1 CPU. I was streaming about that today, and I might be able to get a hookup on some Optane drives for it. And once that's done, I could rip them out. We could throw them in a server and just.
Would you want to make LTT videos about that?
Yeah, I think so. Potentially, sure.
That seems interesting.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I would be interested. And I don't necessarily care if people know what
experimental server in the LMG office is. Like,
whatever.
I don't think it matters.
Oh no, you can see the videos you're paying to see.
Good heavens. Also got to shoot big pics. So why don't we do the Nvidia thing first, I guess.
Sure.
So this was we will fully legit. The original sources, I don't know, everywhere, everyone's talking about it. GeForce RTX.
Yeah.
And new cards,
they're sold out everywhere. Did you know? They're legit sold out everywhere. You can't buy them anymore. They're all out. Most people were like, you can solve the problems in Nvidia, you put it up, and then boom, sold out almost immediately. There's people angry that they can't buy them. Like it's
really,
yeah.
I don't even performances yet.
No one seems to care. It's a great world, isn't it? There's less performance metrics than there was on the Tesla launch. Because basically, the Tesla launch they had more performance metrics. They were this weird number in this game, but like SMP based, and that was the weirdness.
With every generation, Nvidia's hubris grows. But the thing about hubris is that it's supposed to cause some kind of downfall, and I don't foresee that as long as people keep giving them money for stuff that's completely sight unseen.
Out of nowhere. I think the prediction from last WAN, if it doesn't end up being completely true, is going to be more true than is kind of comfortable. Because I really don't think there's going to be a huge performance increase. I think it's a feature thing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Racing does seem super cool.
It's going to be faster. GDDR6 is faster.
Yeah.
I'm sure they haven't been completely sitting on ass for the last 2 years, so obviously it's going to be a bit faster.
I don't think the FPS increases are the story here. Is the story here?
Here's the thing that's been comfortable. All of the ray tracing demos that we've seen so far, running at like 45 frames per second, one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of looking at it going,
30 to 45, to be clear too. 45 was on the high end. For Tomb Raider?
When was the last time you felt like lighting was the issue for in-game realism?
Okay, so we'll answer this in 2 different ways. One is more direct to the question, and one of them is a little bit more abstracted.
Sure.
Basically, never for the first one.
Yeah.
But really, really, really good applications of lighting have definitely helped with realism, and there is examples of like, holy cow, with the right lighting that really helps get you out of the valley. The uncanny valley thing is what I'm talking about. I can understand the benefits to it, but it is extremely if we're talking about gaming, it's extremely a single player focused thing. Because if you're playing anything multiplayer, you're going to want to turn that the heck off.
Yeah. Because for me, like, I always found poor facial animations, or low resolution textures.
really dumb fix in general.
Yeah, just less lazy or sloppy aesthetic is what we call it in production. I don't know what they call it in gaming. Just like the clutter in a room when you walk into it, like seeing a single model reused a lot, like that kind of stuff is more interesting to me than the bounces of the rays as they move around a scene.
Someone in chat said, "Oh, lighting ray tracing isn't just about it's X47. I'll give you a call out. Isn't just about lighting for games. The most important thing will be reflections that can show objects that are behind a perspective camera. Well, that's niche." He didn't have the that's niche part. I threw that in there as a little flavor text.
Also, reflections or lighting?
Yeah.
Right there, bud.
So, yeah. I think the tech is actually really cool. I was talking to, I had a buddy over here who I told you about him. I met him in Sweden. He gave me the tour of the particle accelerator labs and the laser labs and stuff. He's really excited about it from like scientific applications.
Yes.
Because those cores are going to be super helpful.
Yes.
And he's stoked. Also, they might actually be willing to do videos at that place now.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that offline.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's still very unsure and stuff, but I'll get you more info later.
Sure.
But like, he's really stoked, and it's really cool. It ends up with the story that Nvidia's been giving us for quite a few years now, which is where like, if stuff is important, this is important. We're doing the deep learning stuff. We're doing blah 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 blah. We've been shooting for this for a very long time.
I wish I owned Nvidia stock.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It makes sense in their path that they've been taking. It's all very logical. The fact that the performance jump probably isn't going to be huge, but they have this really cool ray tracing stuff, and they have the new cores and all that kind of stuff. That's all very cool.
Basically, Nvidia has gone from making gaming GPUs to workstations and professional uses to making professional GPUs and then trickling the features onto gaming somehow.
I think that is reflected in the fact that the 1080 Ti is basically a Titan, which has been more or less accepted by most people.
Yes. So anyway, the prices that these cards have sold out at
Did I say 1080 Ti?
Yeah,
2080. I meant 2080.
Yeah. So
that's going to take a while.
The Founders Edition 2080 Ti is $1,200 US. The Founders Edition 2080 is $800 US, and the Founders Edition 2070 is $600. So it's new, I think, coming out of all of this, given that any time, like, so here's the other problem. When Nvidia launched the 1080, it was about this voxel-based illumination stuff. Like
SMP.
That was all they wanted to talk about. Are there any games that used it?
SMP? Simultaneous multi-projection. Oh, it's actually the biggest thing that they're pushing.
Was it the big thing?
Yes. It was simultaneous multi-projection. And games used, but it was VR. But I'm still thinking...
Voxel global illumination.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what they called it. Yeah, Voxel global illumination, VXGI. VXGI game. So there's an Epic Games demo from 2015, Unreal Engine 4.1 and NVIDIA VXGI Flow Blast. So here's my problem. Anytime we get a fundamental shift in the way that games are rendered, the first generation card that supports it, by the time any games launch, any demanding AAA grade games launch that use it, is not going to perform enough for the way it's meant to be played experience. That's my problem. Every time we get a card that is sold based on a feature, whether the feature is tessellation, or whether it's DirectX 12, or whether it's VXGI, you go back again and again and again. And there's a selling feature, and that's when you hardware, so game developers can actually start working on the bloody thing. And there's the next card that actually does it well enough that you can get a great gaming experience with it. That's a concern about ray tracing with these new cards, is that yes, they will support it, but when we actually get games that do a fantastic job, once the game developers fully understand this technology and know how to use it, it's probably going to be able to keep up. It could be. I mean, frankly, for me, if we don't see any improvement in anything other than lighting, if ray tracing is the only thing that the game engine makers work on over the next couple of years, and they find a way to make me totally wrong, because the games will basically run the same way that they run now, except we'll be fully utilizing this ray tracing additional hardware.
Yeah.
And great. But I don't know. I don't know if I've yet seen something that has broken that pattern. Can you think that?
Okay, it's
that supported PhysX. By the time anything really implemented physics properly, did it run well? No.
I do fully believe the bigger push for Pascal was SMP. And looking at SMP game is going to be confusing because SMP is
just like a VR thing,
and it's like a suite of things as well, and you can use it in different ways. So there's games that weren't really VR based that used parts of it to do things. But really, there wasn't a ton of titles that utilized SMP.
Right.
as far as I know.
Okay.
Huge term. That is exactly what we're doing.
Exactly what we're doing. You spend your money, your actual thing to actually use.
Especially when you're like emerging technologies.
And here's the thing: is that it's funny because it's one of those situations where the more affluent you are, almost the more likely you are. Next one comes out that can actually run it well. The more likely you are to just be able to buy that too. So for a 2080 Ti, you could probably afford to just run your 2080 Ti that you probably have. Until you comes out that actually, the time some games come out that can actually utilize it, you could probably just. That's my point. Is the money you have, the less it makes sense to waste it. If you're something to scrimp and save in order to get a 2080 Ti, and probably get a big upgrade because you're probably running that's a lot slower, so you're probably also getting additional
performance. If
performance.
you're on like 600 or 700 series.
That's kind of the point. Like if you're someone who upgrades every 3 or 4 years, that means go to 2000 series. Often, because you're going to be getting a great upgrade across the board. Yeah. It's just until I see it, I'm going to have a hard time believing that based on this feature, this upgrade makes a ton of sense for someone as a modern card.
Unless
I've been wrong before.
We don't have performance benchmarks yet.
Card?
Yeah.
So I'm just talking about.
Yeah, who knows? The fact that everyone pre-ordered this already is insane.
And every generation of cards, Nvidia just takes even more control over the messaging. They've put them on sale, and we still the independent media knows absolutely nothing other than what we've had leaked by Nvidia's partners or what they saw on a stage.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm sure some people are thinking this. No one's really said it, but I'm sure some people are thinking this. It is benefit to us to say wait for performance benchmarks.
Yeah, sure, of course.
But there's also a huge benefit to you. So
just throwing
benefiting here. This is great for both.
Oh, excuse me.
When it comes out, check performance benchmarks, and then look at like a lot of other people's as well.
Yeah, go check out Shroud. Go check out Anontac. I'm sure Ryan will do some stuff. Like, all means, like it's.
I like doing a little mix of like the video people and the written people. Yep. That's good.
Aiden Games 1250. Thank you much for there. And 1250 sponsors.
Oh,
your sponsors.
Thanks.
Thank you. Why don't we start with a relatively new sponsor? They're sort of new. They're new in the sense that we haven't worked with them. This is our handmade from premium materials. This is hazelnut, hopefully labeled by Jana.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know, right? This is Ponderosa. Ponderosa.
So this is. I saw these on the shelf. I thought it was tea.
Oh, these are glasses.
Oh,
premium materials. They use a polarized lens that blocks 100% of the UV rays from the sun. They've got 2 new. It even smells like wood. I mean, I guess. Shut up. The goes in hazelnut.
See.
This is for with titanium hinges, and the head is made from solid any wood, and it's for people with spare faces. That's your problem. It's for me.
Actually fits a lot better.
Here's something you use for code Dennis to get 10% off through the link below. His lenses. I was like, wow, these are so dark I can barely see the scene.
Yeah.
But
if you it's basically.
The need the presentation was working. Let me put that to rest.
It's clearly working.
Yeah, it's very, very working. Interesting. So this monitor is polarized the other way compared to my laptop. Oh, and yours too.
And mine.
How very interesting. Next up is Madrina's coffee. It's flavorful. It's a brew coffee with favorite one. From sweet and creamy coconut to bold and roasty flavors like cold brew and dark roast. Delicious specialty blends of cold brew coffee that's very redundant. Thank you, Colton and guys. And being drink 16th on August 31st, you can get 50% of your Madrina's coffee with discount code CAPS. The first 50 people to use the code will also get a free micro roast added to their order.
Ooh.
What? So madrinascoffee.com which I will put up there now to get 50% off. That's crazy. Those are your unique hot coffee, by the way. They just launched 3 new roasts, 2 against West and Double Diamond, and they're available on their website. So I'm gonna put that there.
These are sweet.
So, isn't it? If you have any questions about Madrinas, finally,
always helpful.
Savage jerky. I've never tried their sauce. This is a reap sauce.
This is actually the time.
However's take this bag. How terrifying is that?
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. Are you gonna do
ingredients? Tomatoes, peppers, sugar, honey, lemon juice, garlic, onions, kosher salt, light brown sugar, and ground mustard. That actually sounds delicious.
That does sound delicious. It also sounds like Carolina things. Yeah.
Jerky. With the there's 50. Isn't for you.
He's taking this thing off.
13 from flavors of jerky, like the bacon and maple bacon. Maple bacon's my personal favorite. Barbecue sauce and a space rub. This is peppers, one of the best peppers in the world, and you can use for code LTT to save 10% all their products. Yeah, I'm just gonna try a little bit, cause you want a little
If
bit.
I'm going,
All right.
I think. Whoops.
Oh man.
That's a lot. I'm gonna die.
Oh, how much do you have?
Didn't you?
That's all over my pants.
Ooh,
Hot
that's
pants.
spicy.
I'm wearing hot pants.
Yeah,
hot
I
pants.
get
Those
you.
are things.
Whoa.
What just happened? Oh, did it's?
One of them.
I think they're working on it.
Okay.
Okay, who's more? Do the same.
It's pretty similar. I might have slightly less, but my finger is bigger.
Okay.
You don't be
Yeah,
over
I
that.
do. Okay. I think we're good. Actually, really don't want to do this.
I mean,
Okay.
I can already feel that.
Paper.
I need something to go with. Hey, so, you could try a cookie. These are fine. I'll try to prove that.
I'm just
Crying a little bit, yeah. But my chest has already not felt very good today,
okay.
and I can feel it. It's a clip, you know?
Once you like, I wasn't just drinking it. Actually, that's on just
Yeah.
like
And its flavors are really good.
some lime. It's actually a really delicious sauce.
Nice acidity.
I didn't recommend just drinking it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna take that home.
First of all, that was the immediacy of it. This one deletes you right away.
Straight to the vein.
All right.
Any tech news topics we wanted to cover?
Okay. There's.
Simple.
Yeah.
Would you do the question of electric first?
That's amazing. But first, okay.
Yes. Of.
I always thought it was Kalishnikov, but it's not.
It's like clearly that's my way. Today.
It looks really cool.
It's really cool.
Really like this stuff.
Like hips, combined with classic inspiration. Okay.
It's cool, but the rooms and the lights and the
God, that's
that looks great.
for sure.
It's just cool modern cars. It's hard to see them ever being classic.
It's like a looking design. It's really different. Really different from anything else. So Kalashnikov's known for making the AK-40 and fleet 100 cars, buggies, and motorcycles. These went out. Custom filling weapons rifle sales in the US might be prompting this. You know about that, right?
No, I didn't actually.
So it's interesting. For the gun companies, leadership has actually been better for their sales because people a bunch of guns just in case it's all get converted in case a bunch of prediction.
Huh.
It's an electric vehicle that the company claims will rival Tesla.
Well, when Tesla makes all their stuff open source, it kind of makes sense.
It comes to the CV1 and a close resemblance to the Soviet Trent. So I'm not. Let's have a look at that. We got
I've seen it before for sure. There's a mini documentary on it.
Okay, it's kind of. First? Wait, what? Hold on a second. Is this the car that? What is this from? I thought he drove a British car. Oh, it could be. There's no way he's driving like a Soviet car. That can't be right. Anyway, it looks like a Faulty Towers Hotel from the show. It's not, is it? It looks really cool. Let's have a look here. So the CV1 is based on.
Trabant was an East German car.
Okay, East German car.
Of starch plastic.
There you go. So it's based on the ZH 252, and it's known as the Combi, and it's attested for Kalashnikov's electric drivetrain. So the company said they developed it in-house. So a cruising range of 350 clicks, 0 kilometers, so that's 0 to 60 for our American friends in roughly 6 seconds, and 90 kilowatt-hours, or battery capacity of 90 kilowatts per. I think that means 90 kilowatt hours. I think that's just a typo in our notes.
Yeah.
Would you buy a Kalashnikov car?
Okay, so with what I know about their most famous rifle, not necessarily their other productions, but the famous rifle, yeah? Because the idea is that it just always works. So it does that. goes into their other forms of engineering.
In a lot of ways, electric vehicles are less complex than an internal combustion engine, even though they're actually, it's funny, I was about to say they're newer tech. They're not. Electric cars actually came first if you go back far enough.
They're really old.
But the modern electric cars are definitely newer tech than the very refined internal combustion engines that we have today. In ways, that's simpler. So it shouldn't be that big of a surprise that we're seeing like almost a gold rush. I don't know, what would you call it? Like a renaissance? Like you're seeing that's out of the woodwork with electric cars, electric motorcycles, just complete nobodies.
Most of the traditional car companies are stepping in as well, but there is a lot of random new companies stepping up and making electric cars.
I mean, even a bike I want to go down and test drive, which I will be doing. A trip just been confirmed, so awesome. I will be doing that. Did I talk about that on WAN Show last week? Can't remember.
Says, BS fully spelled out, you naive Canadians don't understand anything in Russia is proposed for corruption, not for making final product. That sounds a little aggressive.
So, nothing in Russia will be produced.
I'm also starting to question his username, because he's like, it sounds like he's trashing Russia, but sounds like he has a super Russian username, so he might actually be like playing that angle.
Says you don't actually expect Kalashnikov to necessarily make a push into the US.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that no one will have their own one. We'll see.
If they make them.
This is huge news this week. Cool. This was posted by it is the Steam compatibility tool. So there's an article here, actually, the Steam community. Steam introducing a new version of Steam Play. So it looks like they've not done gaming for Linux, even though Steam's kind of on the vine. They've released a beta.
It's probably fine.
An improved version of Steam Play to all Linux users. It includes a modified distribution of Wine called Proton. So Wine is an emulator. It's a way to play Windows games on Steam. Called Proton to provide compatibility with Windows game titles. Here's some of the improvements it brings to the tool. Steam's Linux version, currently available, can be installed and run directly from the Linux Steam client, complete with native Steamworks and OpenVR support. Wow. And tool implementations are now based on Vulkan, resulting in improved game compatibility and reduced performance impact. Full screen support has been improved. Full screen games will be seamlessly stretched to the desired display without interfering with the native monitor resolution or requiring the use of a virtual screen. Improved game controller support. It will likely recognize all controllers support Steam.
That's very cool.
And expect more of this controller compatibility than even the original version of the game. Performance for multi-threaded games has been greatly improved compared to vanilla Wine. Wow. Good. So the initial support games with the release is...
The second one is the most important.
Beat Saber, Bejeweled 2 Ducks, Keep Keeper Club, Doom 2 Earth, Doom Fallout Shelter, Final Fantasy 6.
Fallout Shelter?
Really? Oh. I am gonna go get that and play it on Linux, just for alls. Josh. Extraction Balls, 2, Tekken Sentinels, Remnant, Ultimate Doom, Forces and Dawn of War, Crusade, the Warhammer thing, and users are also able to try playing non-whitelisted games using an override switch in the Steam, and apparently a ton of stuff is working. Favored users can vote on their favorite games to be considered for Steam Play using platform wish listing, and presumably they will earn that. Wow.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool.
It comes from as additional libraries. It is fully open source and available right now on GitHub. This could change everything.
Especially if they keep progressing.
Especially if they actually stick with it. Mind you, has shown considerable resilience when it comes to decoupling themselves from Microsoft and Windows, even if the particular projects that they've worked on have not necessarily developed much. Like, I don't think they've done anything with Steam Link since the original one.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
I think, like, when you look at Steam Link, Steam Controller, and the Steam OS, Steambox kind of deal, that situation, that really was enough to pull people away, I guess. So maybe this will be. Definitely know some people, I don't know anyone who's going to switch to Linux because of this, but I definitely know some people that were already using Linux and already trying to game on Linux that are super excited because of it, if that makes sense. What's going on?
This was an actual topic in the doc.
Yeah.
I had no idea. This was a topic?
Yeah.
Who should this we were just like kicking around.
No.
The biggest event in internet history.
I have focus pads.
Lordy.
If this becomes a thing, we can train.
Oh wow.
I know like the basics of boxing training now. Because I've started. I don't think you should fight Austin, but if you do fight one, I just think Austin's too nice.
I'm too nice? Oh. I'm just to punch someone. You've seen me look like I was close to punching someone.
No? I think you could. Actually, yes. I think I have.
When?
On the couch at my parents' house.
What happened there?
Scrapyard Wars Season 4.
What happened in what was Season 4?
Remember, okay, the power went out that day. And we had to move the entire operation for the end of Season 4 of Scrapyard Wars to my parents' house because they still had power.
Yeah.
And then we had to film Scrapyard Wars and a Channel Super Fun there. And because of we had a room arrangement planned here, and because we couldn't do it here, we had to sit in the family room of my parents' house. Everyone else was in the garage, and they had to film it on their cell phones and hangouts to us. And basically, everyone was like doing.
I couldn't have punched anyone.
I think you could have punched someone.
Something, but not someone.
Sure.
Punch something.
I probably wouldn't have hit anyone that was there.
Oh no! Those are friends. I would never punch a friend. Like that couldn't be a thing.
It's also like
Like,
legal. I don't think you'd
can't
be
fight
stupid
Austin,
enough to just hit
know.
random people.
Yeah.
But if in a ring and it's measured, I think you could hit someone.
And I'll,
Hi.
oh, what the crap? I don't know if this is if you can extra